If you're trying to watch 7 Plus outside of Australia, you're going to run into some issues and the streaming service isn't going to work. These issues are coming up because 7 Plus only has the rights to broadcast its content in Australia. So if you're outside of Australia, 7 Plus will try and block you from accessing its content. I'll quickly show you what it looks like when the errors are coming up. So if I go on 7 Plus, I'm in New Zealand and you can see I can view all of the content. But if I click on 911 to watch and I click play, I do have a login at this time. So if you already have an account with 7 Plus, you can just sign in with that account still. So I'm signed in, but as you can see, the content will not play. After a while, an X will come up and it's just not going to work. So there you can see the X has come up and I'm unable to watch 911 or any content on 7 Plus. I'll also show you what happens when you try and make an account with 7 Plus outside of Australia, because it doesn't even allow you to make a new account. So I quickly logged out, and if I try and watch 911 again, it's going to ask me to sign in to watch, but this time I'm going to try and create an account. So if I just quickly put in some details, and click create account, you can see that it just pops up and asks me to create an account again, and it's not allowing me to create one. So to get around these issues, what we need to do is fool 7 Plus into thinking that we're trying to watch the streaming service from within Australia. And the best way to do that is to use a reliable VPN, and we recommend NordVPN. There's a couple reasons why we recommend Nord. Firstly, Nord works really well with 7 Plus, and secondly, and most importantly, Nord has really good measures in place to get around 7 Plus's VPN blocking techniques. 7 Plus tries to block VPNs from accessing its content, and it does this by monitoring for an abnormal amount of connections coming from the same IP address, where abnormal means more than your average household. Now, VPNs, all of them, they have more customers than IP addresses. That's just how their business model works. And what that does is it results in customers having to share IPs. So when 7 Plus monitors its connections and it sees hundreds or thousands of connections coming from the same IP address, it knows that that is an IP that's been provided by a VPN. Now, lesser VPNs, they have an issue with this because they don't have measures in place to get around these blocks. When 7 Plus identifies one of their IP addresses and blocks it, it's blocked for good, and inevitably 7 Plus is able to block all of the IP addresses these lesser VPNs can provide, and that VPN will no longer work. Nord, on the other hand, does have measures in place to get around these blocks. When 7 Plus identifies an IP address provided by Nord, Nord will close that IP and open a new one. And this will allow you to reliably watch 7 Plus from anywhere in the world. So I'm going to quickly show you how you can get Nord and watch 7 Plus outside of Australia. So the quickest and easiest way to get NordVPN is to click on the link in the description, and that's going to take you straight to this page here. Now, once you're on this page, just click any of the red buttons, and that's going to take you to the NordVPN checkout. You can see that Nord has 3 plans that you can choose. Select the best one for you. There's also a couple of add-ons that you can add to your subscription. These are good, but not necessary to watch 7 Plus outside of Australia. So for this example, we're not going to use that. There's also a 30-day money-back 100% guarantee with Nord. So trust me, Nord will definitely work, and I'm going to show you that. But if you're a little bit on the fence, at least you have the security of getting your money back. So anyway, select a plan and then go continue to payment. And this is where you're going to create an account. So you'll need an email address, and then you're going to have to put in your payment information. Now, I already have a Nord account, so I'm not going to do that, but I'll show you how you can download it on your device. So usually what will happen is once you've created your account, Nord will auto-populate your login details, but if it hasn't, you can return to the home page and log in, but I'm just going to log in up the top right here. Now, as you can see, it's actually remembered my account details, so I'm just going to click on that. In this case, it might ask you to put in your email and password, so whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here I am in my Nord account, and it shows me what services I have. As you can see, just here I have NordVPN, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is now download that on my PC. So if you go to the right, you can click Download Apps, and here you can see that Nord is available on Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS, Android TV, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox. Pick whichever one you want it on. The process is going to be pretty much exactly the same. I am downloading it, as I say, on my PC, so I'm just going to click on Download NordVPN app for Windows. Now I like to save my downloads, so down the bottom left I'm going to click Save As, and I'm going to put it in my Downloads folder, click Save, and then once it's downloaded I'm going to run the exe, which is going to install it on my PC. So click Yes. Then click Next, Install, and this is going to install Nord on my computer. Okay, so once that's done, you can launch it from your start bar, or if there's there should be a desktop icon as well. But for this example, I'm just going to launch NordVPN straight away. And there you go. This is Nord opening up. And this is what the interface looks like. Okay, so 7 Plus is an Australian streaming service. So we need to fool it into thinking we're based in Australia, and to do that we need an Australian IP address. Now, how we get one of those is by selecting an Australian server on NordVPN. So there's a couple ways of doing that. You can scroll by click and drag the map to find Australia, or if you don't know where Australia is, you can just type it up here. And there you go, there's a few servers in Australia. Just pick one of them. And once it goes green, you're now connected to an Australian server, and you now have an Australian IP address. So now if we go back to 7 Plus, and we'll select 911 again. It's going to ask me to sign in again. So if you already have an account, sign in. And there you go. 911 is now working, and I'm watching 7 Plus here in New Zealand. I'll also quickly show you how using a VPN or using NordVPN can allow you to make a 7 Plus account outside of Australia as well. Okay, so I quickly logged out, and if I try and watch 911 again, it's going to ask me to sign in, but this time I'm going to create an account. Now where it says postcode, this has to be an Australian postcode. So the easiest way to get one of those is simply Google Oz postcodes. And then you can pick any one of these numbers. So I'm going to pick this one here, 2570. So I'll put that in the postcode. And then create an account. And there you go. I now have a verification email to create my account. And that's how it works. That's how easy it is with NordVPN. So click on the link in the description, get yourself a subscription to NordVPN, and you'll be able to reliably watch 7 Plus from anywhere in the world. Thanks.